let's limit it. Let's scale it back. We're 25 now. We're maturing 1 per hour.
Okay.
Or 1 every 30 minutes. Okay? Because I used to be like, oh, like, it's been 2 minutes. Let's take another shot. But sometimes you gotta let it sit a little bit. My frontal lobe has really developed this year.
Wow, 25.
I know.
Turn things around. Hey, this is NYLON's Pregame, and I am here with Alix Earle.
Hi.
Hi, Alix.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. What are we pregaming today?
We are pre-gaming a long week in New York. We're celebrating my SI swimsuit cover, which is so exciting.
Insane.
And I have Netflix upfronts this week. We're announcing the title of our new reality show, some fun stuff for real actives and meetings. So we have a long week ahead.
You stay busy.
And we're cheersing with the Sip Marks.
Cheers.
Start us off right.
Mm-hmm. Delish. All right, I have mango.
I have classic. Mango's my favorite though. But I wanted to give it to you
That's
to try it.
so sweet.
I wanted to be considerate.
Well, you are the busiest girl in America. So I appreciate coming here.
Thanks for having
feeding
me.
you because
We didn't work lunch into the schedule today. We were on the way here and I was like, I feel like we need to like start adding time for food.
100%. So I want to talk about a few things that we're pre-gaming today.
Let's do it.
SI swimsuit issue.
Yes.
Insane.
I like tried to think that it wasn't real and wasn't happening so that I didn't accidentally blurt it out to anyone. And then last night I could not sleep because I was like, okay, it's finally happening. Like this thing that I've been just holding in the back of my head is here.
Crazy. How did you pre-game the shoot?
How did I pregame the shoot? Oh, I was in St. Bart's for like a week and I
Okay.
flew right from St. Bart's 5 flights later to Botswana. So having to come down from New Year's for
So
my
this is
shoot.
right after New Year's.
Yes.
Wait, so tell me what you did for New Year's in St. Bart's.
So I went to St. Bart's with a bunch of friends. We all stayed on a boat together and we honestly had like so much fun. It was one of those vibes where like everyone was just like up all night dancing. We didn't even have our phones out. It was just like really, really fun. And in the moment, that was a wild week to have right before the shoot. Usually I feel like I would want to be in the gym.
Right.
No, but I was dancing. So
That's
Some
cardio.
cardio.
Important cardio.
Yep.
Okay, but that's when everyone got stuck in St. Bart's, right?
yes. So actually, we got 3 hours delayed. I missed my flight in Miami. And then I actually had to fly with Glenn Powell was on my flight. And he was also going to Atlanta. So we got a plane together to go to Atlanta. And I made my flight to Johannesburg, Africa by 5 minutes. Almost
Glenn
missed my
was
flight.
with you in St. Bart's, right?
Glenn was with me at
Okay.
St. Bart's and we were on the same flight together going to Miami. We both were like, we missed the flight. And then I was like, if I don't get on this flight, because I did research of like, what other flights can I take to get to Botswana? And there was just none for the next few days. So it was like panicking. So Glenn was like, okay, me, you, and my dog can fly to Atlanta. And then that's how we got there. And
Oh my
made
God.
flight.
He's like a real life action star that he plays in the movies.
He seriously was. And our flight was with so much turbulence. I was freaking out. And I was like so scared. And he was like, don't worry. Like, from Top Gun, like I know this, and this from the planes,
Stop.
and I was like, okay, this is making me feel better. And I had his dog on my lap the whole
Oh
time.
my gosh.
Sort of
Wow.
comfort blanket.
That's a really good pregame to the SI shoot.
And that's how I started my trip.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wild. Like one of those things you
What?
say where I'm like, that was just a crazy story.
Yeah, you're like, these are words that are coming out of my mouth, but they're real. That's so wild.
Yeah.
And then how was the actual shoot day?
The most amazing day ever. We got up at, I think Glam was at 3:30 and it was thunderstorming out. I was a little panicked that like I came all the way to Botswana and it was going to be thunderstorms for the shoot, but like even I got to vlog my whole experience just like going out there because I was like, this is so cool. And I just like felt such like a calming, exciting energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just like one of those things where like the whole day just felt so good and so special. At the end of it, MJ was like, we were cheersing. She was like, congrats, like you just shot like the 2026 cover. And I was like, what? Like, you
didn't
hear
know
things?
it was cover?
No.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, what? I mean, no, I probably wouldn't have been in St. Bart's party for a week. I seriously felt like I was was like, did I just hear that right? Like, am I going to pass out right now? What's going on? Such an amazing day and the coolest place ever. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Do you usually celebrate after a shoot?
Yes. I feel like afterwards, it's like, okay, like, let's have a drink
Yeah.
and stuff my face.
Totally. 100%. I also love that Hillary Duff is one of the other covers.
I know.
It's
How exciting.
insane.
I'm really excited. I hope that she's coming to the carpet this week. I'm sure she is. Yeah.
Have you ever pre-gamed to her music?
You know what? I haven't pre-gamed to her music,
need
and maybe
to.
I'll need to do that this
I
week.
think so.
Yeah.
What's on your pre-game playlist these days?
Brat, like
Mhm.
Charlie XCX always.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll ever get old for me. And then I'm just such a Sabrina girl. I think
I
like, when I'm
know.
like doing my makeup and stuff, it's I have like a problem. Every set day, everywhere I go, everyone that works with me is probably so sick of me because like, what do you want to play? I'm like, Sabrina Carpenter for the 1,000th time. But I love her music. And then I think like Charlie's a little bit more of a
Totally.
going out vibe for me.
Do you like the new Charlie song?
I love it.
It's so good, right?
Rock music.
It's very Ashton.
It's very Ashton.
Yeah. And when we shot your beauty cover, we did a lot of Gaga on set.
We switched it up that day.
We did
Gaga.
switch it up that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in beauty mode. Did you pregame to Sabrina before you saw Sabrina at Coachella?
Yes. Oh my gosh. And then seeing her at Coachella was just insane. Like, I also think I like blacked out in that moment because I was so excited. It's one of those things where I'm like going back and watching the videos on my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would do anything to like relive that moment again.
Did you ever think about going back for a weekend too?
Couldn't go back for weekend
Okay.
two because I had something for work. Otherwise, I probably would have because
Really?
my friend Sally was like, I got invited. We're staying at this house. Like, come with me. And that was one of those things where I definitely would have been last minute like, okay, I'll go.
I feel like this was a Coachella where people did 2 weekends.
They
Like, the
did.
lineup was so good.
It was worth it.
It was so fun. What's the latest you stayed out?
I think like 6 this year.
Okay.
Well, you know, calling it
Late.
early. Yeah.
What's the latest you've ever stayed out?
I feel like it's not too abnormal to do all-nighters in Miami. So
That's
I
true.
feel
You're
like
in Miami. Yeah,
I've been at the club a few times where you come out and it's like the
Full
afternoon.
daylight.
But that's the thing. And like at Space, they have the roof open up. There's mimosas. They serve you breakfast.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're like struggling at a table the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, they're feeding you. You get coconut water. It's great.
Take me through the night where it's like we're starting with sit margs at like what time
Mhm.
are we pre-gaming?
I mean, I can literally take you through Sally's like 24-hour
Okay,
birthday
yes,
party because
please
this is
do.
exactly what we
Because
did.
you guys have done this
2
twice.
years in a
So
row.
tell the cameras what this is.
So my best friend Sally, who I love so much, is just a little bit crazy. She has a few screws loose. And for her 24th birthday, she wanted to do a 24-hour party. And then for 25, we did 25 hours. She's done.
We're not doing 26.
She's cut off. I was like, I'm a good friend, but not that good.
Yeah.
24, we started at my apartment and we had some sit margs. We were pre-gaming, went out to a dinner, a few more margaritas. We went back to the house, pre-gamed, took a hot pink limo to the club. So we went to Space probably from like midnight to 7 a.m., like sunrise. We got IVs really quick and then we went on a boat. So we went on a boat through the afternoon and then by the time it's the afternoon, it's time for the afternoon day club. So we went to Palm Tree Club after that and we ended at 6 or 7 p.m.
That's so crazy.
I swear I'm normal and not crazy.
I think you guys need to revive it for like 35.
Yeah,
Do
for a
35
milestone.
hours, or
I'm
30.
like 30, 40.
But
We'll figure it out.
It'll feel real different then.
I know. So
But you guys will figure
I'm
it
not
out.
sure.
I feel like sit margs are so good for pre-games. Having like a good drink that's portable is very rare.
I always like wanted to find something I loved and wanted to work with in the alcohol industry. Sit Margs actually sent me a package and my friends were drinking it before I had it. So I came home and my friends were pre-gaming and I was coming back from a dinner and they were like, what are these drinks? They're so good. And I was like, oh, I have no idea. Like they just sent them for me to try and like wanted to work with me.
Yeah.
So then from there on out, it was like a very easy drink to bring to like tailgates, boat days, you know, just anything pre-gaming with my friends out at the pool. And they're not too like sugary or overly seltzery feeling, so you don't feel like bloated. That's my one thing. I feel like after I have too many canned drinks, I'm like, I'm gonna burp. They're a little
These
lighter.
are important things to keep in mind when you're pre-gaming.
They are.
Get a longevity throughout the night. Even if you aren't going 24 hours, you have a
Exactly.
few hours ahead of you.
Even 4 hours. Keep it light.
Yeah. And then with real actives.
Yes.
This is also an important part of a pregame. So
It is.
what point are you opening your first can of sit margs in the skincare process?
Whenever I'm sitting down like at my Glam desk, I'm probably gonna crack a margarita and then I'm also gonna do a few pumps of Do More to just prime my skin, which the moisturizer sits really, really well under makeup, which was something that was really important for me. And then, you know, whenever I come home, if it's 12, 2, 4, 6, 10, we start the get ready process.
Yeah.
And then we can use the full routine.
Have you ever had maybe one too many margs while you're getting ready and then you're out later and you're like, oh, that glam is not what I thought it was?
You know, I feel like that happens a lot. Or just like from partying, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh. Or actually, I feel like the margaritas give me confidence. So I think I look good and I think it's like the next day where I look back at photos of myself and I'm like, look, you're ever out and you look in the mirror and you're like, I look really good right now. I'm like, I'm hot.
Yeah.
And then you look back the next morning and you're like, you're a troll.
But you have yours all documented. Are you ever tempted to delete?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
but then I'm like, I already put it out there. So
It's going to be a bigger
and
deal.
then because I share so many like high and low moments and like there's been a few different like low moments
Yeah.
looks wise out there, so I'm like, you know what, it's just
all
whatever.
out
There's
there.
probably something just as bad, so
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever.
Oh my gosh. When Grant proposed to me over the weekend, I was like saying yes. And at one point he just goes, you have mascara. all down your face.
No.
And I was like, I don't look cute. So I've definitely been there.
But it's real.
It's real. Okay. I have a really important question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best party you've ever been to?
In college, we would go to Key West
Mhm.
for Halloween, and it was Fantasy Fest that weekend. So it was like a swingers festival. So it would be,
Sorry, like a swingers festival?
yes.
Okay.
Basically, majority of the school would road trip down there.
Uh-huh.
And then you have a bunch of like naked, like literally just body paint, like people, couples walking around. And there's just no rules basically until like the next morning at breakfast. A lot of people will get arrested this weekend. So it was like the best game to go out all night, and then you sit at breakfast with your friends and you check the list in the morning of like who like locally got arrested last night.
That's
Which
hilarious.
sounds pretty messed up, but it was funny. It was like kind of cool.
Anyone in your group ever get arrested?
Not my direct friends. We would come back though with like my friends would like face plant, and it's Halloween too, so you're dressed insane, and then you have this like mugshot, you know? So I never got a mugshot, and neither did my close friends, but like it would be like the guy we're talking to, and like all of a sudden it's like 5 minutes later, where'd he go? He's
Arrested.
getting
What's
a
the craziest
mugshot.
thing you saw?
There's a lot of people there doing inappropriate things, I feel. Like you would walk around the streets and it's like, oh my gosh, like look at people over there on the sidewalk or the boat, or like what's going on, the ocean.
Pre-vlog days, because this would not have cut on the vlogs.
No. Nope.
What was your best Halloween costume you did?
Like a Kill Bill costume.
Cool. What's the best party you've ever thrown?
I had a Halloween
The
party
Halloween
in
party.
LA, which was fun, but I want to do a party with no phones. I feel like it's taking everyone out of the moment of a party. Like
Yeah.
everyone's worried about like, what other things should we go to, or what's next, or who's over here? And like people then are reluctant to like let loose during a
Mhm.
party. So I really want to throw a party that has no phones.
Which is
A
so
phone
funny
ballet.
coming from you.
I know, right?
So, like, do you think you'll have like a phantom of being like, need to vlog, and then it's like,
And I think we could have like, we hand out little digital cameras, or like, I do think there's something about the moments where like you just want to let loose and have fun, and like sometimes that doesn't all need to be captured.
yeah. Have you been to no phone parties?
That's how I met my ex, actually, at a no phone party.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He went up to you, you went up to him?
I think I went up to him because I thought he like wanted to meet me. And had I was waiting for my friend in the bathroom, and like had I had my phone, I would have
Totally.
just done the like awkward scrolling
Yeah.
thing, but because I didn't have it, I was like, okay, I guess I have to talk to someone, and then I just like had some liquid courage
Yeah.
and went up to him.
Nice. Good for you. See, we need to have
Thanks.
more no phone parties.
I know, because
Good
leads to great relationships.
I know. We need to get it back in the game. All right, you've been to some really good parties.
Yes.
I'm going to name a few of them. I want you to tell me what story comes to mind.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Well, I was going to ask about the 24-hour party for Sally.
Oh,
What was the craziest hour?
hour 20, because I think this was like when we lost our momentum and then started to get it back up
Uh-huh.
again, and you're just like on delusional
You feel
level
insane.
100 at that point.
Mhm.
So probably like hour 20. It's just you got to keep going.
Yikes. You went to the VF Oscar party this year.
Yes, I did.
These parties, speaking of like phones, but did you have a +1?
No, I didn't
So you
have a
go
plus
in
one.
alone.
So you go in alone.
So take me through
it's
this. You walk in. Who's the first person you see?
Anna Wintour and Jeff Bezos, and I was like,
Cool,
cool.
not
So I
intimidating.
don't know who to talk to.
What were you drinking that night?
I think I just had tequila sodas.
Smart.
And then I had a ton of tequila shots. But until my friends got there later in the night, I think I got home at 7 that night. I slept on my couch. Oh, my assistant, Maddie. She came in and found me the next morning on the couch at like 9 a.m. in my full gown. I just
the
didn't
Bob
even
Mackie.
didn't bother to take the Bob Mackie off. She was on, heels on, me and my dog on the
No.
couch. Mhm.
Stop. So what was the itinerary?
Vanity Fair party. Then we went
And
to
who'd you link up with?
my friend Jake,
Love Jake.
Lila Moss,
Mhm. She's
and
so sweet.
Tate McRae.
Oh my
And
God.
then we sort of like hopped to the next after
Mhm.
party. We collected more friends, and then we went to another after party. And that's where things got a little dark.
a little hazy.
That's where I don't know.
Ever been at one of those parties and been surprised about who comes up to you?
Well, I was just watching Love Story, and Sarah Pigeon,
So sweet.
she's so sweet. And she came up to me and was like, oh my gosh, Alex, hi, like whatever. And I was like, I'm obsessed with you. Like, how are you? So like that was crazy for her to come up to me and say hi.
Totally. What's the difference between an LA and a New York party?
In New York, people are down to like dance a little bit
Mhm.
more. Sometimes I feel like the vibe in LA can be a little bit weird.
Interesting.
I think the dancing.
You also went to LACMA. That's an intimidating party.
That was in the middle of Dancing with the Stars. So
Right.
I was trying to like contain myself and not have too many drinks because I had to get up and dance the next day. But I was like, you know what? I haven't had a night out, and made some friends along the way.
Great.
went to a house party, which they had chicken nuggets with caviar, like right when you walked in. I don't know, but it was
That's what happens in
this
LA.
gorgeous house.
Yes.
And caviar chicken nuggets. And I was like, I don't know where I am, but I love LA. That's when I first got there and I was like, I love it here. And I was on the dance floor and no one was dancing. And I felt the vibes of like, that girl's gotta sit down. I know. I was dancing with my friends for a little bit and then it was kind of like no one else was. And I was like, you know what? We got to dance practice in the morning. So we're going home.
You're like, I am dance practice right now.
Yeah.
I
had too much confidence, I think, in my dancing skills at the time.
Gosh. See, you're the fun girl of the party though.
I hope so.
What vibe do you think you bring to parties?
Positivity.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like you need a leader in the group. Sometimes if people are like, I don't know the vibe or like what's going on. It's like, we are the vibe right now and we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
Bring the
That's
vibe.
all that matters. Yes. I feel like you have a really good crew. So
Yes.
I'm going to now ask you what your dream pregame rotation is.
Okay.
The first is someone you've never met.
Charlie XCX would just be so fun for a pregame.
Have you ever been in her orbit?
Yeah, and I think like we would have a really fun time together
Yeah.
and she just doesn't know it yet.
I think she might know.
Well, Charlie, if you're watching.
Someone you've known forever.
I'd probably have to go with Sally just because she's like my tried and true best friend and she could talk to a wall. So if I'm like bringing in these new people to this pregame, I feel like she would be really good for that. And she's always down for a fun time.
Yeah. Someone you've worked with in the past.
Tiffany Haddish, who I'm having my fun SI Swim cover reveal week with. And she's like, we've been doing interviews together. She's so funny. I'm like almost crying, laughing at her. Like she's such a fun energy. So I feel like she'll be there cracking the jokes, making us laugh, bringing the energy. And I would love to like see what she's like at a pregame because on a 12-hour press day, she's the best time ever. So
what is she doing at the party?
I can't wait to see when she has a margarita in her hand.
And a wild card answer. Shock me with this one.
Okay, I was gonna say Snooki, but I don't know if that's like a shocking answer.
No, that's a good answer.
Back to my Jersey roots, like I just feel like I grew up watching the Jersey Shore, and I think like Charlie, Sally, and Snooki would like get along really well, and then like me and Tiffany would come in and bring like the really fun energy vibes. Like Sally and Snooki would be like the two little minis.
Yeah, I like that you're putting a lot of thought into like the group dynamics. That's important. What are we serving at the pregame?
We'll have some sip margs and tequila shots.
How many shots do you do before going out?
I would say let's limit it. Let's scale it back. We're 25 now. We're maturing. 1 per hour.
Okay.
Or 1 every 30 minutes. Okay. Because I used to be like, oh, like it's been 2 minutes. Let's take another shot. But sometimes you gotta let it sit a little bit. My frontal lobe has really developed this year.
Wow, 25.
I know.
Turn things around. What's your biggest party mishap in the past that you'll never do again?
Just not eating enough before you go out.
Killer.
Drinking on an empty stomach's a no-go for me.
You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for it the next day.
Yeah. No.
What's your post-game ritual?
Any type of food. I'm like the friend that I'm like, oh, I'll get the food for everyone. And I'm online ordering things. And like I usually go to, it depends. So my hack is if we're out late enough, then McDonald's serving breakfast. So I love the sausage egg McMuffins. I'm the friend that I'm like 20 sausage egg McMuffins, like 20 sides of hash browns. And like we just end up, I usually fall asleep and then the food comes and then I wake up and have it for breakfast. It's perfect.
Are you a McGriddle person?
Too sweet for me.
I love a McGriddle.
I could see it. I could see it, but
I understand.
Sausage egg McMuffin.
Okay. And what do you do the next day?
Well, you know what I did after Coachella, after Vanity Fair? I am somehow at a photo shoot or shooting a campaign the next day. I've not had a day off after these nights out. So that's something I think I also need to be like planning in advance. Like if we're going out this night, like 24 hours, nothing.
Okay, but I think it's working for you. Yes, look at the covers that we're doing. They're all good. It's working for you.
I don't think it will work in the long run.
Oh my god.
But yeah, usually I'm just up and back to it. And yeah, even like Art Basel, I went out the next day. I had something, a photo shoot. I don't know. I always somehow end up at a photo shoot like after like the best night of my life.
We're looking at your team now. Like, you guys planned this.
Yeah.
It's because I'm sabotaging you.
It's because I'm like, I can do it. Like,
but the thing is, you can do it.
I'll push myself. I'm like, I can totally fit it in. And I can't, but I do.
Where's your favorite city to party in?
Miami.
You're a real Miami girl.
I know. I was gone for a second. I went out to the West Coast and then I said,
it's not the same.
Never mind. I'll go back.
I think we're ready for our final cheers.
Let's do it.
So will you lead us in this final toast?
I will. Cheers to us having an amazing pregame together,
Yes.
us having an amazing week, you getting engaged, and to my Sports Illustrated
Hell yeah.
2026 swimsuit cover.
Hell yeah, girl. Kicking off the summer right.
Cheers! Oh, and a fun summer.
Fun
we need a
summer.
fun summer ahead.
Fun
I'm
summer.
sleeping this summer. I'm not going out.
Famous last words.